Hey friends, welcome back to Grand Adventure. I'm your host Mark Guido, and it's not often that we return to the same location only 2 years after our last visit. However, this boondocking spot high above Georgetown Lake in Montana is one of our favorite camping locations of all time. Come along. We've returned to spend a week at Montana's Georgetown Lake with friends. We've converged upon this ridgetop in Beaverhead Deer Lodge National Forest with Ed and Ann from the YouTube channel Eddie at Large, Alice and Larry with the YouTube channel Downsizing Makes Sense, and our Salt Lake City ski friends Pat and Dale. Our ridgetop campsite affords spectacular 360-degree views right from camp, ranging from the Philipsburg Valley and Georgetown Lake below to the Anaconda Range, known locally as the Pintler Mountains, along the Continental Divide above. It's no wonder that this ranks among our all-time favorite boondocking locations. Camping is fun, but camping with friends is even better. Our weather this week has varied widely, from bright sunshine to all-day rain to strong winds, complicating our efforts to get together while at camp, while nevertheless delivering some stunning scenery. Astute grand adventurers may notice that some of the drone footage from camp looks a little bit different from our usual. That's because this week we've added the brand new DJI Air 3 drone to our camera arsenal. It's capable of shooting 4K video at 60 frames per second. It actually has two cameras, the normal wide-angle camera plus a 3-power telephoto camera for more diverse filming options. With omnidirectional object avoidance, we'll also be more confident in avoiding collisions on flights ranging up to 47 minutes in duration and distances of up to 20 kilometers in optimal conditions. When we come right back following a quick ad break, we'll bring you along to check out Georgetown Lake, the mining ghost town of Southern Cross, the nearby towns of Philipsburg and Anaconda, the high-altitude Storm Lake, and kayaking and paddleboarding on Echo Lake, so stay tuned. Our camp overlooks Georgetown Lake, a 2,800-acre reservoir completed in 1885 to produce power for the nearby town of Philipsburg and area mining operations. A small dam impounds the North Fork of Flint Creek at an elevation of 6,337 feet, just west of the Anaconda Range. It's a popular recreational area, with campgrounds, resorts, and picnic areas lining the more than 17 miles of shoreline. Georgetown Lake is considered a blue ribbon fishery and holds trophy-sized rainbow and brook trout. It also boasts the highest daily catch average of any lake in Montana. For those who would rather not boondock, there are several National Forest campgrounds along the shoreline of Georgetown Lake, including the Piney Campground shown here. Dry campsites here cost $16 per night. Overlooking the eastern end of Georgetown Lake, at an elevation of 7,000 feet, is the mining ghost town of Southern Cross. Southern Cross got its start when gold was first discovered here in 1866, but it would be several years before the claim was worked in the 1870s with the establishment of the Southern Cross mine. Ore was hauled to the smelter in Anaconda by wagon until a mill was built at the Southern Cross camp in 1907. In its heyday that lasted until 1919, the camp was home to 500 people, along with boarding houses, stores, saunas, a dance hall, post office, and school. The district produced more than $5 million in gold, silver, and copper. Our campsite is located roughly midway between the Montana towns of Philipsburg and Anaconda. With a population still well under 1,000, Philipsburg was founded in 1867 around a mining ore smelter. Today, it's an inviting, preserved western mining town that caters to visitors year-round. Rather than joining the other 24 ghost towns throughout Granite County when its mines played out, Philipsburg's charming historic downtown core has been lovingly restored and is now home to sapphire hunting companies, art galleries, candy and jewelry stores, and the ever-popular Philipsburg Creamery. Local restaurants downtown are providing us with the opportunity to socialize with our friends and fellow campers while waiting for the weather outside to improve. Philipsburg Brewing Company opened in 2012 in the historical Sayers Building downtown. In 2015, Philipsburg Brewing also expanded into the historic Silver Springs Brewery on the eastern edge of town, where guests enjoy the brewery's offerings on a large summertime pavilion and lawn area. In winter, Philipsburg is home to Discovery Ski Area, known as Disco to its fans, covering 2,200 acres on Rumsey and Jubilee Mountains overlooking town. 8 lifts provide access to nearly 1,700 vertical feet of terrain. Following another quick ad break to pay the bills, we'll visit the nearby city of Anaconda, drink in the scenic splendor of Storm Lake, and bring you along kayaking and paddleboarding on Echo Lake, so stay tuned. The larger town of Anaconda lies about 20 miles in the opposite direction from our camp, at the foot of the Anaconda Range. The town was built around a large copper smelter, and population here peaked in 1930 and again in 1980, paralleling success of local mining operations. All that remains of the smelter today is its 585-foot smokestack, which at the time of its construction in 1919 was the tallest masonry structure in the world. Anaconda's fortunes began to decline when the Atlantic Richfield Company closed the smelter in 1980. Today's population of the entire consolidated city-county totals only 9,400. However, Anaconda provides many services for RV travelers that Philipsburg lacks, including supermarkets, auto parts stores, ranch and hardware stores, and more. High in the Pentler Mountains between Anaconda and our camp, scenic Storm Lake sits just below the Continental Divide at an elevation of 8,153 feet. Storm Lake makes for an inviting hike, or you can actually drive right to the lake on Forest Service roads. Driving to the lake, however, requires a high-clearance vehicle and the confidence to use it. The potholes and boulders throughout the road's last mile or so are not for the faint of heart. Given the condition of the road to Storm Lake, we're going to instead head along the better Forest Road 65 today to nearby Echo Lake for a bit of paddling with Ed and Pat and Dale. Here, the Forest Service operates a no-fee day-use picnic area along the lake's western shore, from which we'll launch our craft. Echo Lake spans a mere 102 acres at an elevation of 6,700 feet. It's windy today out on Georgetown Lake, so Echo Lake's smaller size is appreciated. Should you like to learn more about the area surrounding Georgetown Lake, including attractions not showcased in this episode, we invite you to check out our earlier episode 213 from our last visit here 2 years ago, entitled Montana Ghost Towns, which we'll link to right here on the screen. So we hope that you've enjoyed exploring the area surrounding Georgetown Lake, Montana with us. If you like this episode, please be sure to give us a big thumbs up down below. And while you're down below, that's where you'll find the comments section, where we always love to hear from you after each grand adventure, which we premiere every Wednesday evening. Coming up next week, we're going to be heading to another mountainous location in Montana for some more terrific boondocking. So if you're not yet a grand adventurer yourself, now is the perfect time for you to go smash that little subscribe button right down there in the lower right-hand corner of your screen and ring that notification bell to be sure that you never miss a grand adventure. Finally, we'd be truly honored if you shared the channel with your friends, family, and on social media. So until next Wednesday, please remember, life is nothing but a grand adventure. We'll see you then.